Hey YouTube faithful, Heavenly Prepper here. I want to tell a quick personal story. This story is of my adventure on the Mont Blanc Massif in France in the Alps. This is the highest mountain in Europe that you're looking at right there. And as some of you know, I'm stationed in Europe, Germany specifically, in the military, and I'll be leaving soon, going back to the States. So we've been trying to cram in as much fun European things as possible, and this was on my list of things to do before we left. I was trying to do it in July or August. That's the climbing season, but I won't have that kind of time, so we had to go now or never, basically. And so this is the quick story of my adventure on this mountain. That's all the gear that I had packed, which ended up being about 40 pounds of gear on my back as we climbed. This was our reconnaissance from Chamonix, France. As like I said, the season hadn't started yet, so we had to figure out kind of where the best place to start from was, and it wasn't this path. We ended up starting from Saint-Gervais-les-Bains in France. Those signs were pointing us in the right direction to those two refuges or huts, and once we saw this sign, we definitely knew we were on the right path as well. The Col de Vosa at 1650 meters is like a parking lot area. It's about 5,413 feet. That's where a lot of people start pre-season. We started just above that. This is the first life we saw on the mountain. It just goes to show there's not many climbers up there this early. And what we did see was this wildlife. We came in within 50 feet of that. Luckily, he was not aggressive towards us, or that would have been a really bad day. The visibility there's my climbing partner. The visibility, as you can see, is very low. We could see about 20 to 30 feet in front of us. Not very good. We didn't even see the mountain the first day. We just started and started off right in this fog. That's me checking my compass on my wrist there, a wrist compass, and my map, making sure we're heading the right direction, which we were. And we were following the electric tram. And you can see these poles here. It's delineate the tram tracks and the wire cable. Now this tram doesn't run for another few weeks, and once it does run, it doesn't even get this far where we're at right here. But as you can see, it's just what we were following, so we knew we were heading the right direction. Plus there was a set of tracks, a single set of tracks from two climbers from earlier in the day, and that was turns out to be the first tracks of the season from this route. There you can see again our poor visibility, and again, this is where we decided, this is the first time we decided, hey, we're going to have to turn around and stop climbing this mountain because it was getting quite treacherous, steep. That fall off there is about 500 feet, and the tracks ended abruptly right there. So we determined that we couldn't make it any further. The ledge got smaller and smaller and narrower, and we just didn't want to risk it. So we turned around. That's us turning back around, except we ran into 6 Polish climbers who continued on. Made an evaluation kind of the same as we did, but found something we did not find, and that was a little small hole which led to a cave, and that you could climb into. And on the other side of that cave was this, where the tram goes through, ironically. So that snow wall, which will be melted in a couple months, blocked us from seeing this cave, but this is the right way. So we continued on, and that's the other side of the cave. And we continued climbing. You can see a little break in the fog there too. And then it came back. So we continued our ascent. We're past 8,000 feet here and doing well. Here we're layering up. It's close to 5 o'clock, 5:15 at night. And again, we almost made a decision that we had to turn back because we hadn't made the hut that we were supposed to make by now. And we just kept going, okay, well, maybe we can see it, maybe we can see it. And it just didn't happen. So we almost determined to turn around. We was like, okay, number 10 minutes, and if we don't find it, we'll turn around. And we found it within the next 10 minutes. And there it is the next morning. That's a picture you can see at daybreak. Much clearer the second day. And that's where we stayed that evening inside of that hut right there. We were there with the 6 Polish climbers that are behind us and the 2 German climbers that were ahead of us, breaking trail and making those initial first tracks of the season earlier that day. So the next day, that's the mountain right there, obviously. The Polish climbers started off at about 6:30. We started at 7:30, and the Germans were behind us about a half hour later. And you can see the trail that the Polish broke up here. There's the ridge line. The first hut is right there on top of that ridgeline, and the second hut, you can't really see it, but it's right there on top of that ridgeline. So it's kind of crazy, especially this early in the season. Later in July and August, like all this snow on this ridgeline does not exist. It's like a nice little trail you just walk up. There's us continuing up that ridgeline there and getting on it, and beautiful views behind me there. And that's the third time we almost turned around. This is like a 65, 70 degree wall that it's very hard to purchase in that snow, which is all going to melt very soon. And it's just low quality snow, hard to get a grip on, and very few handholds. And with a 40-pound bag on your back and a fall, we go 200-300 feet down. It was risky, but all the Polish made it up, and we made it up as well. But we definitely thought about turning around here. So continuing on, that's me making up that same part right there in the orange and gray, and then the two German climbers right behind us, and a beautiful view in the background. Here you can see the Polish climbers just ahead of us now. They're continuing on, and you can also see a little marker on the trail, which you would normally see in like July or August with no snow on it, buried deep in the snow there. So this is the point, our fourth point of turnaround, where we actually did turn around. It doesn't look that hairy from this angle, but when my friend was climbing it, it just gets worse as you climb up there. And while the Polish climbers, who admitted themselves they were kind of young and crazy, did ascend to this, we chose not to risk it. So we turned around right here, about 10,000 feet, did not make it to the top, 15,700 plus feet. But we had a great time. It was an adventure, and I got to see the mountain because the sun came out that next day. So we enjoyed ourselves, but we had to turn around right here. And when we turned around, we didn't take the same route back down the mountain on that risky ridgeline. We went kind of down the side and front pointed all the way down. In that regard, there's footprints you can see there. And while steep, if you fell, you could self-arrest on this angle right here without a major issue. And then this is us coming back through that cave that I first mentioned, and us continuing on that little ridge line right there. And you can see it in the bright of day there. That's a 600 foot fall directly down to your death if you slip, which would be unwise. And that trail right there was a little hairy. So that's us coming back the second day. And that's the beautiful view in the last shot I have there of the mountain from kind of the bottom of the valley there. And the last shot I had where the clouds are coming back in and the fog's coming back in for that next day. So I just wanted to share that personal story. I had a great time on Mont Blanc. I appreciate all the people that were praying for us. I know it helped. In fact, my wife told me that she had an urge to specifically pray for us at around 8:15 on day 2. And I'm thinking to myself, between 8 and 8:30 was when we first ascended that really hairy part, that sketchy part up that steep cliff face there. And it just goes to show you, put your faith in the Lord, and don't trust your own understanding of things, and trust in higher understanding. And I appreciate all those prayers, and we made it back safe, and I'm very glad for that. And I just wanted to say thanks for listening to the story. I had a great time, and we'll be seeing more videos soon. So this is Heavenly Prepper, preaching and prepping.